Speaking of time bombs and safe havens, clearly the timer on the gold explosion is ticking much more rapidly now when we look at this unrest that we're seeing in the Middle East and surrounding areas. Plus, let's take a look at black gold. You know, crude oil appears to be winding up for a big move, and many of the oil equities have been soaring and continue to do so even as we record this episode. So it looks as though the precious metals have commodities on their side.
Well, we're not too sure about the oil factor because right now oil, as we see it, is going up with expectations that recovery is at hand and demand will continue. And we don't see that. We believe demand is going to decline. Again, the whole world virtually has dumped money back into their markets to pump them up. From China to Australia to the U.S. to the UK, they're dumping money in to keep their economies floating. When the stimulus money dries up, so too does consumption and demand.
So how do you reconcile these views with the fact that the Dow Jones Industrials gained 400 points approximately last week? It looks like this bellwether index is preparing to top its psychologically significant 10,000 level soon. By anybody's metrics, these equities, I think, have staged an impressive rally. Do you expect this trend to continue?
This is a rigged game. And anyone to us playing the stock market should understand that they're going to Las Vegas, they're going to Atlantic City. It's just a fixed game. How about some flash trading? How about some inside deals? So for us, it has really, really no validity in the sense that where is the money coming from that brings the financials up higher prices? And the money, as we all know, came from the U.S. taxpayer via the Treasury to bail out the too big to fails in the banks. So, and of course, we also know that they changed the mark-to-market rules, whereby the financial groups, the banks, can put any level that they want, any price on tag they want on their toxic assets. So this is all, to us, a rigged game.
Perhaps, so Gerald, they should just put slot machines around the floor of the NYSE and change the slogan to "What happens on Wall Street stays in Wall Street."
Well, you may have heard me say this before, but I'll say it again. I'm of Italian descent, and I've heard enough mafia stories for the rest of my life. And if the people's names on Wall Street were named Celente, they call it the mafia. But you're not allowed to call the white shoe boys crooks and criminals. Oh, no. Not the members of the white shoe firms. They sell auction-rate securities, special investment vehicles. How about a credit default swap here and there?
Sure, but, Paulson was handing out golden parachutes to all of his pals, right?
Exactly. So, again, it's a criminal enterprise. It's period paragraph. I don't know why people are afraid to call it that. The high-esteemed investment banks. What investment banks? These are casinos that gamble, and we bail them out. It's criminal activity. Again, if the people's names on Wall Street were named Celente, Caruso, Mondavi, Puccini, Buitoni, it would be Hollywood, would be having a field day with it.
Well, they're going to be releasing Wall Street Part 2, the movie with Gordon Gekko. He actually has just been released from prison, Michael Douglas's character, and Shia LaBeouf plays Buddy, Charlie Sheen's former character there. Maybe Mr. Stone will be incorporating some of your ideas there. Right? Send him an email or two.
Yeah. No, so anyway, for us to, look at the equity markets, it's a rigged game. And the evidence is there. It's so deep. And to us, they're going to sucker in the people to play one more time, and then they'll lose their money once again. And when you look back at the Great Depression, we had these kind of spikes in the stock market. Didn't stop the Depression, and it won't stop this one either. We are forecasting we're going into the greatest depression.
That's a powerful statement. And, there's some interesting numbers to back up that thought. I mean, despite what the government's claiming, this economy has turned the corner along with the stock market. The worst recession in decades has passed. Their numbers and hubris doesn't seem to square with the facts, Gerald. I mean, look at the 250,000 folks who just lost their jobs last month, not to mention the 15 million officially who are out of work since this downturn began. That sounds like prima facie evidence that the opposite is true.
I agree with what you're saying. Again, the numbers don't lie. We have an effective unemployment rate of 17%. And then you look at the young people between 16 and 24, it's over 50%. And then you're going to start seeing crime go through the roof.
The official tally for teenage unemployment at this point is 26%. That rivals the Great Depression's total number, doesn't it, on unemployment?
It does. And when you look also at the amount of children that are not graduating in major cities, it's over 50% aren't graduating. And then you look at the data, 1 out of 10 are either in jail or in detention. You can see what the future's going to bring. They have no life now. Their past was terrible, and their future is futureless. It's not like the old days when they dropped out of school and got a job, a good blue-collar job with GM. You know, those days are gone. So we're going to have some very serious problems. And gold, for me, I'm 80% invested in it. And I have been writing about it for many, many years. We forecast the bottom in December of 2001 when it was around 275. We said that was it. I believe it hit 255, and after 255 at 275, we said that it was going up from that point, and it has. And again, as times get tough, gold glows brighter. And there's going to be, as we believe, there's going to be some major geopolitical fallout in 2010, if not sooner. The dollar will continue its downward spiral, and so too is there fear of other currencies unraveling as well. The whole world over-gambled. It's saying capitalism's not working. This has nothing to do with capitalism. Capitalism has nothing to do with auction rate securities, credit default swaps, derivatives, special investment vehicles. These are just criminal games, Ponzi schemes, pyramid deals. Look, when the mafia used to loan money out at 12%, they called it loan sharking. The banks, you're late on your credit card, they whack you with 30% interest rates. They call it the cost of doing business. So capitalism's working fine. It's the criminal gangs that are destroying the country and a lot of the world.